You're not going to want to miss this. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is officially in development and we're going to give you the lowdown. Hey SLUURP Heads, it's so good to be speaking to you again in this format. It's not quite the behind the scenes series officially starting for FNAF Movie 2, but nevertheless I'm excited. So let's not bury the lead here. Rejoice FNAF fans, the Hollywood Handle has reported that yes, Five Nights at Freddy's is officially getting a sequel. You heard that right, FNAF is now a full-fledged Hollywood franchise. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited. FNAF fans following this news might not be overly surprised about the announcement. After all, the Five Nights movie has been cleaning up at the box office. Even with a Peacock day and date release, the movie is close to $300 million worldwide. If you put that up against other 2023 hits like Barbie, you might not think that sounds particularly impressive. But again, you have to bring into account that the FNAF movie was made for just $20 million. In simple terms, Blumhouse is rolling around in money. The profits from this thing is insane. And speaking of Blumhouse, it was reported last week that the first FNAF movie has already become the highest grossing Blumhouse movie ever, overtaking Split. Okay, let's stop patting Freddy on the back for just a second. What do we actually know about FNAF Movie 2? Well, let's start off with a major aspect that's really gonna shape where the sequel is headed. That is the fact that Emma Tammi is set to return as the director. For fans of the movie, this will be fantastic news, as she'll be able to continue telling her version of FNAF. However, for others, the direction of the movie was one of the areas a lot of people had criticism for, stating that the movie's tone lacked cohesion. I've got to hear from you here. Are you happy Tammi is returning, or would you have preferred to see a different director give the sequel a swing? Leave a comment below and let us know. Script-wise, we also previously learned that the script for the sequel has been in development for some time, and it was previously reported that the script for the sequel is being reworked to address criticism and feedback from the first movie. At this point, it's unclear exactly what these reworks will mean for the sequel. I think it's likely we'll see Scott Cawthon and Tammi return for the sequel script, but I'd also be eager to see a more seasoned Hollywood writer come in and help tidy up the sequel a little bit. Someone like Chris Columbus would be a really fantastic get for this kind of movie, and for the tone they're trying to achieve here. While I adored how the FNAF movie appealed to fans and was really a love letter to those who have been part of the fandom since it started, I also wouldn't be opposed to them making the sequel a little bit more accessible and coherent to a more mainstream audience, so we can share our love with those outside the fandom. In terms of a release date, that's still under wraps at the moment. If we had to speculate, we'd say that 2025 is probably the earliest we'll see Freddy return to the big screen. Considering that Megan 2 is slated for January 2025, that would allow for FNAF 2 to settle into a similar Halloween 2025 release. Similarly, we'll also have to think about whether Universal and Blumhouse will want to continue with the same Peacock day and date release strategy. After all, fans are convinced that the FNAF movie would have made even more money if it didn't release on streaming the same day it debuted in theatres. In terms of tangible facts about FNAF Movie 2, I think that quite nicely rounds up this video. Of course, there are storyline details we could go into, but a lot of that is speculation and theories at the moment. But if you are interested in delving into that, then I want to recommend both our 5 pitches for FNAF Movie 2 video and our animatronics that will appear in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 video. Both are great deep dives into the sequel. They're going to be linked in the video description and at the end of this video. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. You're going to want to keep it spring locked to SLUURP to get all of the latest FNAF 2 movie news, all the way up to the movie's release. I've been Connor for SLUURP, and I'll see you next time, SLUURP Heads.
Tell me, do you believe in those monsters? I'm talking dreams so big that they'll haunt you, or they'll calm you. That's how you know if you gotta go and get